Thank you, Dr. Fred. You have always been very critical when it comes to human rights issues. You've been on TV now for weeks and months, actually educating the people because you have an understanding on how the Francafrique or the French hegemony functions in Africa. Now, getting these results today and listening to the barristers as to what has been achieved, what do you have to say?
Okay, I hope you can hear me very well.
Very loud, very clear.
Okay, so I'm looking at this from the perspective of a physician. I'm a physician. I'm a medical doctor. So I see people who are sick. Now, the best person to describe what is wrong with them and where it hurts is the patient. Somebody else can try to tell you something, but they will not be accurate. And you see it as explained by our lawyers. You realize that we hired somebody else, maybe some whites here in the United States. They asked for money, we gave it to them, but they brought something that does not truly depict the problem that we're going through. Only 40 pages. But our own lawyers, who themselves go through this with their families, they know where we are, were able to come up with over 300 pages and did a better job. So, what I'm trying to say is that we are more competent to describe what we're going through and to tell the world what is happening to us, which is where we come back down to ABC. If we are sitting and waiting for the news media, the CNNs and whatever name you want to call them, Fox or whatever, they will not do it. And even if they did, they will do injustice to our situation. And they may arrive here only and be wined and dined by the regime and give a very limited and scant view of what is going on with us. And that's why we have to make sure that we finance this our avenue to tell the truth of what is going on with us and expand the audience listening to as far as possible. That's one thing I got from that. Number two, I believe that we need to believe in ourselves. We have all gone to schools, different levels, trained in so many different things. You know, we happen to be blacks. And many times people think that the whites do a better job, but it's not always true. So let us believe in ourselves, our professionals, and use our skills as much as we can, and only use the others if they will help propel us further than we can go ourselves. So we can only use, let me put it this way, the whites when they can help us reach further than we can reach by ourselves. But let's believe in ourselves. We have the skills, we have the talents, we have acquired it all these years in the different countries we've lived, the different places we've been. Um, the other thing that I would like to observe here is that, yes, it's true that the resolution of the International Criminal Court may not may be slow and may seem to not have a binding because La Republique has not carried it through its parliament and signed it, even though they just signed their name in there. The US has not signed it as well. Many other Western countries have not. They use it as a threat over the heads of the smaller countries like in Africa. But at least it's an opportunity for our problem to be heard in you know uh, competent international agencies. Even as you talked about the human rights, the UN agency for human rights that was listening to our case. They said they have limited resources, they could not go on the ground to do their own personal investigations. They were relying on what the government party said and what the civil party or civilians or NGOs said. But at least when you listen to what they presented, they were very close to the truth of what was happening, and La Republique was doing its best to cover up. And we were able to present what they did and reveal to our people how false La Republique, how they tell lies about us. So what I'm saying is that we achieved something, even though La Republique may not have signed up to it fully because they have not ratified it, but at least the case has been accepted, and with time, I believe that something will come and be in our favor. Justice seems to be slow, but eventually it comes through. And so, even when Bia eventually passes, his government, those who represent him, who have carried out this injustice, they will be they will be judged and they will be found guilty and thrown out. That's what I personally believe. That's my take on it.